Hey everyone, it's Bubbles and welcome back to my channel. Also welcome if you're new. So today's video is another speed build, and this time it's a industrial warehouse. A warehouse has been converted into a family home because I thought that would be fun. I haven't done a warehouse type of build before. I've done quite a few industrial things, but not necessarily in this style. So I wanted to give it a shot because I always loved the idea of living in a upcycled warehouse. I think that's cool. So yeah, that's what I did. And because one of the new pack sets out was the werewolves one, I wanted to use stuff from there because I liked the windows and the doors that came with it, so, and I built it in the world of the, what is it, Moonwood Mill? Yeah, so it's pretty much built on the, where the library used to be, because the library was also a converted, or an abandoned warehouse, rather. So I built it on that lot, and it is a residential lot. So I kind of just did my own warehouse. I took some inspiration from, like, reference pictures, kind of, but, like, that's it. It really was just, like, inspo pics, but yeah. So this is built on a 40 by 30. And I ended up fitting 3 bedrooms in this and 2 bathrooms. Yeah, so, oh, the other thing is, so I just now realized that something happened with my footage just now, which you probably saw like a minute ago, that it jumped from me doing the exterior to me doing the floor planning, which you can see here now. I'm not sure what happened with my footage. It was like frozen on the same frame for like 5 minutes, so I guess the 5 minutes of footage I have of me doing the exterior got screwed up somehow, so I apologize for that, but it really is just like a big rectangular box for the main part of the warehouse, and then another longer box off the side, which is here with these windows. And then I did work on the roofing, so it's just a flat roof with some skylights that go down, because I thought that would look cool. And then there is one part that juts out from the second floor on the smaller part that's made out of, I put like wood paneling, because I saw in some of the older warehouses they have parts that stick out from the brick part of the warehouse that's actually like wooden, so I added that in. I'll have pictures of the exterior at the end of the video, so it isn't completely missed, and then you'll be able to see it when I do the landscaping, which is at the end. So sorry about that, I'm not sure what happened, but yeah. So I finished the floor plan. It was pretty simple. I kept most of the first floor a very open plan because I wanted it to still have that feel of it being a warehouse, which is why I have the beams here. And then I did use platforms in here, so I made this sunken in part with the dining room because this area was just so big that I wanted to fill it in with something. So that's why that area sunken in. And then I ended up using the metal flooring we have for the parts that are down on the platform, off of the platform, and then wood flooring for on the platform and also on the second floor. I thought that looked interesting, and of course I put carpets under like all the furniture that's on the metal floor because I like carpets. But I just thought that was interesting to do, since I know warehouses have like concrete floor, but I thought it would be different to put more like metal pieces in here. But yeah, so before me realizing my footage got messed up, I was gonna say that it has 3 bedrooms in here. So the parents' bedroom, which is nice and big, and then the 2 kids' bedrooms. So I did one for a teenager and then one for a kid. So there's no toddlers. I mean, there's so much space in this house, you probably could fit another room in here if you wanted to. But yeah, because I did make the parents a walk-in closet. And then, yeah, so there's large family areas, and then I also made room for a dog. So, off cam, I added food bowls and a pet bed, the larger pet bed, because I kind of see this family as having a larger dog. So I added those things in there. If you don't want to play with a pet, or if you want to play with a cat as well, there's a half bathroom downstairs and then 2 bathrooms upstairs. So the ensuite to the master bedroom, and then the bathroom that's shared by the other 2 bedrooms. So there's that many bathrooms, and there should be plenty of room for a litter box if you want to put one in. But yeah. So first I decided to work on the kitchen because I had a vibe going with it that kind of kickstarted the color scheme I wanted to do in here, and I love doing this kind of color scheme in industrial houses. Sometimes I'll do like more color in these themes because I do like some bits of like eclectic, I don't know, it's like an eclectic or a boho vibe in my industrial stuff. That's just like my personal taste. But for this, I tried to do all warm colors and wood colors in here, wood tones. And I've never used this countertop swatch before. It's got like a yellowish countertop, which is nice. So I used that, and then I used bronze kitchen appliances, which I never do. I'm not a big bronze person, so I thought that would be interesting. And I ended up using quite a bit of eco lifestyle, since that has a lot of nice things for industrial style. I used stuff from the industrial kit as well. Not as much as I have before. I mean, I mostly just use the lights, honestly. Like, I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. And also, because there's so many windows in here, I didn't use the 4-poster bed from that kit because I don't like putting the canopy beds against windows. It bothers me, so I just didn't do that. However, the living room downstairs, which is what I'm going to consider a formal one because there's no TV down there, I did use the couches and the love seats from the industrial kit, so I did use those things. But I mostly stuck to Eco Lifestyle and the Werewolves pack because it has a lot of nice industrial things in it as well. Like the beams and railing I used were really nice for in here because I did want it to feel like, I still wanted it to have like pieces and parts that were like from when it was a warehouse, if that makes sense. And yeah, so I figured this area would have more of the grid big factory windows because I think that it looks more interesting. And the funny thing is sometimes I don't like doing a mesh of different time periods, if that makes sense. So I don't really like modern extensions on older houses because it just really bothers me for some reason. But I feel like the way I did this one, it looks good because the rest of the factory or the warehouse is like older looking, and then this side looks newer looking almost. but I feel like that it's just the windows that are more modern, so I think it works, especially since they're, industrial windows. So I feel like it all works. And then I did end up using the new roofing stuff we have from Werewolves pack that has like the little skylights, because it's supposed to be like really roughed up metal cladding roofing, which is cool. And then I love these rugs. I thought they were perfect. But yeah, and then so this living room, this formal living room, is really big. So I kind of tried to fill it up with furniture on the sides. Like, I ended up putting a reading nook on both sides, I guess. One's just smaller than the other. I don't know. But yeah, so I don't know. I kind of made it so that there wasn't as much clutter in this house, because I felt like it helped if I centered everything and didn't do as much clutter, since the rooms were so big for the first floor especially. I feel like that kind of helps with bigger houses like this. Like, this is pretty much like a mansion almost. So like centering things in rooms and not putting as much clutter helps it not look weird. I think just enough clutter so that it doesn't look like a show house or something. I don't really like that look at all. So, but yeah. And then this room was looking still a little blank, so I decided to put a bunch of these hanging rope lights on all the windows, which was fun. And I felt like that kind of pepped it up a little bit. And then, over on the other side near the front door, I ended up putting a little office area there. So I put 2 bookshelves here on this, between the gaps of the windows, to kind of like section off the office area. And then on the far side, I end up putting an easel there, so it's kind of like an art studio over there. Since I don't often put like activity items in my houses for some reason. It might be because I forget about them. So I decided to put that there. And then the other side next to the front door is just like front door stuff. So yeah, like a coat rack, and then I put another seating area there. So yeah, it pretty much came together really easily. I'm very comfortable doing this kind of color scheme. I enjoy it very much. In fact, you've probably noticed if you've watched many of my videos, I love the warm tones. And especially putting a lot of black accents in industrial style. I think it looks nice, so. But yeah, and then as for the bedroom color schemes, so for the master bedroom, I did teal, but because that room has a lot of the big factory grid windows, I ended up putting brick wall along those, since that's how I did it on the first floor, so I felt like it would make sense to do it like that. So there's not as much of the teal wallpaper in there, but I did bring that color into like the bed, and then a few other things, so that's kind of that color scheme. And then the teens room, I did a mint color scheme, and I wanted to darken it just a little bit so that it maybe looked more like a moodier teen. So I did black furniture with that, with some of the light wood. And then for the kids' room, I did yellow and blue because I love that color scheme very much. But it's mostly yellow wallpaper and yellow things, so yeah. The teenager does not have their own desk, but the kid does. The kid's room just had a little bit more room, especially since I used a bunk bed and put the dresser underneath a bunk bed, and the teen's room has a double bed, so I guess that's the trade-off. But yeah. So up here is kind of like a second living room, but I kind of think this is more like where the kids hang out, since it's got the consoles underneath the TV and stuff like that, and it's very small. But I think this area is really nice because you can see down onto the first floor, and I love that. I really wanted to add that kind of a feature in here since I think it's perfect for this kind of build. And then there's a door that leads out to kind of like a second floor porch area, kind of like a balcony that I thought looked interesting, so I just put a seating area out there. And then, yeah, just some extra decor and things on this, like, awkward hallway area. I did end up extending that one brick wall I have next to the master bedroom enough to fit this, this thing. What do you call it? I guess it's like a worn, like, logo that's from the kit, because I did want to include that, because I love that. I think that's so cool. So I kind of made my own, like, built-in seating area, I guess. Yeah. I've done this trick a few times, but yeah, I just didn't want to use any of the ottomans we have, because they don't really fit the color scheme and the style at the same time as what I was going for. Like, the Laundry Day one is alright, it just doesn't match. My cat is making terrifying noises downstairs. Anyways. And yeah, I just filled up this wall area, but, I really like the wallpaper I used on a lot of the living areas. That nice wood paneling we got from Eco Lifestyle, it gives me vibes, and I honestly use it way too much, but it's fine. But yeah, so we did just recently get a base game update because the high school expansion pack is now officially out, and I still know nothing about it. That is definitely something I need to look at. So if you guys know anything about it, honestly, because I know nothing, go ahead and let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments. If there's any bugs you're worried about or things like that, just let me know. And then also, if you guys want me to do any special builds with it, I think, unless it's like seriously messed up, like the Wedding Stories pack, I most likely will get it. So if you want to see anything from me, whether it's build-wise, or I also do, like, creative sim stuff sometimes. If you want to see anything like that from me, let me know, because I would love to do that with that pack, but yeah. So, as for the base game update, so we got the in-game phone was updated, apparently. They just made it look different, I guess. And then we got our body hair in game, which I have seen, and I think it looks great. And I do know that there is an interaction, like a game option with it for the new pack, which is interesting. Which, I mean, is nice that they do that, because it means it has, like, a purpose other than, like, the look of your sim, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And then I also saw that we got the ability to put sexual orientation on your create a sim. So it's like, I think it's the same menu as when you're in create a sim, and you can change, like, the pronouns of your sim. You can also change or edit their sexual orientation, which is nice. So I'm glad that they added that, and I also think that's really important for the high school pack. I think that's, like, perfect timing. But yeah, and then the other thing I saw was they added wants and fears, which is also very nice, because I feel like they've started adding more game repercussions and interactions that deal with Sims traits. So if they like something, they're more inclined to do it and also get like happiness and fun from it. So I'm glad they're starting to delve into that stuff more because it'll make gameplay more interesting, at least I hope. So let me know if you guys have played with that and how it works, because I'm interested. And then the most exciting thing is they added curved walls apparently, which I played with a little bit when I was building this, but I didn't add any in this because they just didn't fit anywhere. I was originally going to try to make like a smokestack with the curved walls, but they were too big for what I was trying to do, so I just sized up a chimney, which you probably saw. It's on the front of the building. So definitely have to try to play with that later. I know the styling for the high school in the new pack is, what is it? I forget the name now. I've forgotten. Art Deco. That's what it's called. Yes. So, and curved walls are very like iconic for Art Deco, and that is definitely a style I have not done before. It's not one I normally go for at all. I don't know if I really like it that much, but it could be interesting to try out. Because we haven't, for me, I haven't really, like, thought about it because I didn't think it was really possible in The Sims because we didn't have curved walls. So, perhaps I will give that a try now, after I research a little bit more, because I know it's got a few of, like, the furniture items are similar to, mid-century, but it's got a little bit more of, like, a futuristic vibe. It's almost like mid-century modern meets futuristic kind of thing, which is a little weird for me. I'm not a big futuristic person, so but yeah, definitely something for me to try out. I always like trying out new styles anyway, so but yeah, that was super exciting for me to hear. I opened up my game and I looked at the update notes, the patch notes, and I was like, what? You mean what? So yeah, that's exciting. I just wish they weren't stuck to the dang grid. Because they work the same as, making an octagonal room. And pretty much, you basically can only use it, and it makes sense for a build if it's a smaller room. If you get an octagonal room and you start making it too big, it just looks weird, and then the roofing gets weird. So, yeah, and that's the one thing about it. I guess it's just because there's not really a better way to do it, but I mean, I figured once I mess with it a little bit more, I'll figure out the best ways to use it and that kind of thing. It's really just the roofing, honestly. Because you can't just, like, well, you can't draw out the curved walls anyway, but, like, if you try to draw out your own octagonal room, if it's not, like, a perfect octagon shape, the roof just doesn't match with it, and, yeah, that's my issue with it, so yeah, I'll try to mess with that a little bit more, and we'll see what I do with it, so, but, yeah. And that's kind of all the updates I have for right now, because that's all I'm caught up on. Haha, I've been doing nothing but going to work and sleeping. Honestly, it's because I'm not been catching up with any YouTube right now, any of my Sims news. I've been watching Shameless, and I'm very into that right now, so yeah. I'm on season 3. No spoilers, please. But yeah. So, yeah, and I don't have any personal updates either. Oh, wait, I have one. Okay, so I just recently made the new account for my graphic novel. If you saw my last build video, I mentioned that that was a project I wanted to start on because I got myself a drawing tablet. And so I have officially made that account. I will try to remember to link it with my normal Instagram account. So yeah, so I'll be posting like progress updates on it. So far I've only got one post up because I literally just made it. But right now, like, my planning stages for right now to help me get things organized is drawing maps, because it's a fantasy medieval world and there's a lot of stuff going on in my brain, and drawing a map will help me because I have a lot of plans for it. So that's what I'll be doing for a few weeks. It's going a little slow right now with the planning just because I haven't had a whole lot of time to sit down and draw. So, but yeah, I actually did get quite a few pieces of it done this weekend, which is nice. So, but yeah, so I've got that first update posted. So yeah, if you're interested in that kind of thing, I'll have more information on it coming out as I'm working on it more. So if you're curious, you can go check it out. Just know that it's very nerdy and fantasy kind of things. So yeah, but anyways, that's kind of all I got for my personal update for right now. But yeah, so we're doing the landscaping now, so I just kept it pretty simplified just because most warehouses are either in like a town area where there's no landscaping in it, or in this case it's just on a blank lot. So I just put some bushes around and the planter boxes up against the building, which I think looked nice, and I just kept it mostly just green leafy stuff. And then I added a lot of trees since I needed something to frame up the build, otherwise it looks weird without trees, honestly. And then I used just some dirt terrain paint to put under it so it doesn't look weird, and then I used some stone terrain paint here to paint around all of the concrete so it didn't look so like stark difference, if that makes sense. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this build. And if you do want to download it, it is on the gallery, not yet, but it will be. So if you want to download it, all the information, as always, is down in the description, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more builds like this from me and other things. And if you have anything to comment on, leave it down below. But other than that, I will see you guys next week. Bye.